Don't do it. Hi,
No
everybody.
laughing.
Welcome to Rewind and Reflect, where we believe in the universal truth that there is no such thing as coincidences or mistakes. And we are here to share our life experience with that, with you. My name is Deb Miller.
Hi, everybody. I'm Susan Doyle.
Hi, ladies. I'm Kristen Dean.
Hello, friends.
Well,
Hello,
hopefully,
tan
yeah,
friends.
ladies and gentlemen.
And gentlemen, who's ever listening, I think we have some male listeners. At least my dad, I know, listens.
Oh, hi, George.
Hi,
Papa
George.
George and Greg. Yeah.
And
Okay, so
Greg,
can
The lawless
we
men.
first just talk about how cute George is?
Oh,
So we were all just on vacation together. Well,
Mhm.
Debbie was home. Kristen and I
Yeah.
were on vacation, and Debbie's home.
Mhm.
And your dad is just the cutest thing ever.
Such a love nugget.
Beach.
Love
He's
George.
just the cutest thing ever. He's so
Yeah.
sweet and he
That
listens to every
was
episode. Not only does he listen to it, he watches it on YouTube on his
Yep.
freaking television. I'm like, George, nobody
big
needs to
screen.
see us in HD.
No,
He's like, oh, I just love
certainly
it. He
not.
goes, yeah.
Well, I just got to tell you, first of all, I loved having you guys here. And it was just an amazing week. And it was relaxing and it was fun. And there was lots of giggles. And it was very heartwarming because when my parents came over, um, so saw them maybe once or twice since high school, but not really. Not
Not a lot.
so
No.
when
Yeah.
I felt like when you hugged my mom and you started crying, like that was very emotional for me
Oh,
because
it was just like I was instantly catapulted back to your house on Brookmore,
Mhm.
like at your dining room table, or like your mom would come in. And it was just Sandy. She's just
Mhm.
Sandy. Like there's nothing,
It was very emotional for me to
it
see
was
that.
so
My mom
cool.
was emotional and everybody, and it was really cool. Yeah.
It
And
was
So,
Hunter,
great.
seeing Hunter was amazing. He's such
yeah,
a wonderful young man. He is
yeah,
really
thank
He
you.
really
grown
is.
into his own and
Yeah.
yeah, very, very grown up. The last time I saw him, he was he was such a funny little kid. Like, you remember Deb, he was like a big jokester.
Yeah.
And he one of the things I loved about Hunter, and I guarantee you he gets it from you and George and Sandy and your family. He asked me a ton of questions about myself. Like,
Huh.
I find that very and he cared, you know what I mean? Like, I like that about especially a young person,
Yeah.
that-
I think it's important. I think it's really important that when you're with somebody, that you just met maybe, or that you haven't seen in a while, that you do ask them questions and make them feel important and that you want to know about their life. I
yeah,
think that speaks volumes when people do that. So I'm glad that he's doing that. I didn't realize that that's what he was doing, but that's good. That makes me happy.
awesome. And
It
I
was
came
good to see
home to
Hunter.
say to my son, who said, and Sue and Deb, you will appreciate this, Mom, I don't think I've ever seen you this tan in my whole life. Now it's gone
Yeah,
now,
so
but
we have got to tell the audience, like this one over here. I don't do the beach. I don't do a bathing suit. Maybe an hour, and then
all
and I'm
day.
like, fine, just leave me there. Plot me at 9, come back and get me at 5. You hung in and
I
you
did.
got some serious color, and I think I'm gonna throw myself out on a limb that you actually enjoyed it.
I did. I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't do it regularly, but I really I felt like and again, like Deb said, it was so relaxing to just
So
sit and
relaxing.
chat with you gals
So
Yeah.
about all kinds
relaxing.
of
It
stuff.
was nice.
So
You
Highly
know, I
recommend
have
that.
to say, I don't think we turned the television on once.
mm-mm.
I did one morning. I wanted
Oh,
to
the
see the
news.
news. Yeah.
Yeah, we were watching the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then I
local
was like,
news.
we didn't miss anything. So
Nothing.
I mean, the
Nothing.
war in Iran, but what,
Yeah.
We're so much more important than that. I mean, let's be
We had too
clear.
much
But
to
it
talk
was
about.
fun. It was
Yeah,
really fun. It was
yeah,
such a
and it's
good
good.
break from life,
Life,
Mm.
yeah.
you know.
Glad you guys
I did
enjoyed
put
it.
a bet out there at the beginning of the week that who was going to pee their pants from laughing.
Mm.
I don't think any of us did. I think we all came out unscathed.
I
It's
don't
pretty
think I've
good.
never peed my pants before. I don't have the leaky bladder like you guys do. No.
Nope.
Have
No,
that.
but I do have to say for those of you who are watching, we were on the beach one day and I said something to Debbie that was so uncomfortable and she did this.
Yeah. Yep.
She whips her head to the side, closes her eyes, lifts her chin, and I'm assuming that that is the universal sign for I'm not listening to you any longer. Nor am I going to, nor am I going to answer. So the other
No.
day we're talking and she's telling me something that I didn't want to hear. I said, "You want to know what I'm doing right now? My head is up, my chin is up, my eyes are closed. I'm not listening."
Awesome.
It's just the
Yep,
I
Yep,
don't want
that's
to hear it.
exactly.
I don't want
Exactly.
to hear it.
Hmm.
La 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 la. I can't hear anything. I can't see or hear anything. Leave me alone.
Oh, but good Lord, we
So,
solved all the world's problems. But
we did.
today, so also Debbie and her significant other, Kevin, which, by the way, I do, everybody knows that I know Kevin from growing up, and it was nice to reconnect with him too.
elementary school.
Mm.
Elementary school and his mom. I don't think I've seen his mom since
Mm.
probably junior high,
Yeah, Joan
since we used
Malone
to
was
go through
there.
the woods and play down at the Farmington River.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a long time ago. So, of course, I addressed her by Mrs. Malone. She's like, "Call me Joan." I said, "I can't.
She
I
was
can't.
lovely.
You're Mrs. Malone." But it was really nice to see her too. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
but
very blessed to have an amazing family around me
Mm.
and extended as well. Joan is
mhm.
really special. She's
So Debbie and Kevin just celebrated their 10-year anniversary of being together,
Mhm.
which kind of
Woo.
sparked a whole. So not only do we do this podcast, but we also text. We have a three-way text thread going between us constantly. Um,
It's
and
our producer, never sleeps.
Jesus,
Kristen
the
Dean.
whole time we were in Florida, she's like, "Are we gonna? Are we gonna?" No, we are not gonna.
What are we
We're
going to talk
sitting
about
here and
next?
doing nothing.
I've tried
Next
to be
day,
a little more
the next
usa.
day, she gets up. So, are we gonna record today, do you think? Or what part of no from yesterday did you not retain? But anyway, so congrats to you and Kevin making it to the 10-year mark. That's not easy, right?
Mm-mm. It's the longest
Um,
relationship I've been in by a year because I was
Wow.
married and but the whole time that Tim and I were together was 9 years.
Oh,
So
dating and
wow.
married.
dating and married, yeah.
So
And
you
Kevin,
surpassed
I
him.
don't know if he's gone much over 8 months within a relationship. And I'm not saying that to be mean, but that's like how the out
Yeah,
like
so
he just
it's a big milestone for both of you,
it's
right?
big for both of us, especially because we're so different.
Yes,
Nobody in a
yes.
million years when we first started dating thought that this was going to last. Could they thought there's no way. We're just very different people. We have very different lifestyles. But here we are 10 years later.
Yeah. So, that kind of started the text thread going about soulmates and are we meant to find just one person or do we have one true love and we just, all three of us are divorced. Um, was it a mistake? Did we pick the wrong person or did the universe, was that a test for us? Or, were they not really the right person for us? Or were they not, we thought they were our soulmate, but they ended up not being and all the things. So today we're going to talk about, our thoughts, opinions, perspectives on is there such thing as a soulmate or do we have one true love and it's sort of don't want to say job, but it's our responsibility to like find them.
Mm.
Or does the universe put us together and we have to be awake enough to see that the person right in front of us is our one true love and you better snag it. Um, so here we
Yeah,
go.
it's a
What do you
really
think?
it's such an interesting concept because, on paper, people can look really good together.
Mm.
It's like, oh, maybe they have the same upbringing, or, oh, they look great together, or they work together and they have all these things in common. They love to play tennis or whatever it might be. And then there's those who, on paper, they're like, there's no way that that would ever work. And I think that's kind of like Kevin and I, because, he never had any children. He was never married. Um, he had the lifestyle that allowed him to be very free and choose where he wanted to spend his time. Where I was very structured. I was divorced. I know what it was like to be married. I know what it's like to raise a child. I had a child that was ill. Um, I'm in recovery from substance use disorder. He likes to belly up to bars. It's very, very different. So, and if I stuck with the mindset of just looking how things look on paper, whether or not to move forward with this relationship, I would have probably said no. And I would have lost out on a really special relationship and a special person in my life. Um,
So do you think he is your one true love? Do you think that he is that one person that the universe wanted you to find, that this is it? And is that different than being a soulmate?
I'm not sure I believe in soulmates. That's just me. I'm not sure if I
How do you
believe.
define soulmate, both of you? Like, what
Well,
is that?
go ahead, Kristen.
I believe you have, there are many soulmates. Like Sue, I haven't known you long enough, but like Debbie, I believe you're a soulmate of mine. Like my friend
Oh,
Carrie is a
so it doesn't
soulmate.
necessarily have to
Doesn't It
be
is also my ex-husband
opposite
was a
sex
soulmate
or
of mine.
gender, whatever they
Our
fucking call it today.
children.
It
Correct.
doesn't, right. It doesn't have to be just a romantic
Like
connection.
Debbie
Got it.
talks about, souls from other past lives.
Hmm.
I believe that holds water for me. For me, that
Hmm.
holds water. Like I feel like I just feel this intense connection and love for someone, you know.
Hmm.
So I don't
Okay.
think it has to be, you know, I think, I have a different opinion on true love and we can talk about that later. But yeah, I think soulmates can be friends and
Interesting. I never thought about it
lovers.
that way, but I guess you're right. It's, a soulmate could be something or someone, excuse me, that you are drawn to, that you can't quite feel why, but it's there. There's this thing that's there that draws you together,
I
and you're
believe,
meant to be on the path together.
and I believe that those relationships started in a past life.
Yes, I like
And
that.
Interesting.
that's how, and to me, that's more of a soul connection.
Hmm.
When you
But I
meet
guess that's kind of the
somebody,
same thing, right?
um, I guess so.
Maybe not.
I feel like a soul connection is between, yeah, it could be between friends or lovers or
Hmm.
parents. Like it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't necessarily have to be it's just when you're with somebody and you feel this immediate comfort with them, I feel
Hmm.
like you've got a soul connection from a past life. Um,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that you have, I also believe that um, you can have multiple, every love that we have this is my opinion, every love that I've had that I've experienced has been unique. And I have loved that person for different reasons. I feel like when you are with the person that the universe is meant for you to be with, there is an absolute pull in your spirit and your soul from yours to theirs. And a lot of times I also feel that the relationships might be challenging, but necessary for growth for both of you. And I also believe that the truest loves that we feel, you can feel true love for a lot of different people or in a lot of different relationships. But the one that you're meant to be with is usually the one that challenges you the most, because in your past life, there were lessons that needed to be learned in this life, and that person was put here to help you with that. And sometimes it's really, really uncomfortable, but completely necessary. So I don't like, true love to me isn't like, oh my God, we're so in sync with each other and we have all these things in common and it just flows so easily. That to me is not, that's love, but a true love that is going to push you out of your comfort zone into really uncomfortable spaces so that you can grow as a spirit, as a human being. That's the person that the universe puts in your life.
I love that.
So okay, so let me ask you something. When the going gets tough, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there is a line of thinking out there, right? That it takes work, but it shouldn't be really hard to be in a relationship with your true love, right? Do you think people abandon, they have that mindset and they abandon ship too early and they let that true love like slip through their fingers?
No, I feel like if that true love is meant to be in your life, even if you let go of it, you will circle back to it. You will be
Really?
reconnected. I do.
With
So
that same person?
Mhm.
I'll speak to that because
Please do.
I
That's
have
interesting to me. Because
I
wait, before you start, I
yeah.
really have to remember this, and I don't remember, and you're going to kill me.
Oh, I remember.
Did you and Kevin date at all in high school or
Yes.
middle school?
Yeah. When we were
So is
sophomores.
that your feeling? Do you feel like the universe on purpose brought you back, circled you back?
Yeah. I
Okay.
never really thought of it from that long ago, but yes, there was an when we dated for 2 weeks in high school, whatever you want to call it, we took a
Listen,
walk,
it was a good two
It's a
weeks,
big deal.
It's
sister.
a good 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean, like, I will tell you this, that um I've had I've had a few relationships in my life, even when I was younger, and none of them, I never felt the sting of a breakup like I did when Kevin and I broke up after 2 weeks. It
Okay.
hurt, and I remember that. And I think the reason why, because there's no reason why it should have hurt after 2 weeks. It was like whatever. So I'd see him at like a football game. Like it wasn't like we were, in love or anything. But I remember the phone call to this day. I remember the phone call he made and
He
saying,
dumped
I'm
you.
I'm getting back together with Lisa. And I was like, oh, okay. And I like played it cool. But I remember it hurting. And when we got back to, when we had our first dinner 30 years later, he and I both remembered that conversation. He's like, I was on the phone in my downstairs in my garage. They had a phone in their garage. He's like, I dreaded every second of having to call you and tell you this because I knew it was going to hurt. I didn't want to do it, but I felt pressure to get back together with my ex-girlfriend, whatever, whatever. And I said, it's funny, Kevin, all of these years, there's been multiple breakups, but I still remember the pain that I felt on that one. And now, Sue, you and I were close like this then. You probably don't even remember me dating him because
That's why I asked.
it
It
was
was so
so
quick.
brief. Right. So I think I knew even then, not consciously, I think I knew then that he and I were connected in some way. And that's why,
Okay.
fast forward, the universe reconnected us at a time later in our life when it would have had more chance of working out. Um, and I believe even now, like if for some reason we weren't to work out, we would circle back to each other at a later time. I really do believe that because,
Interesting.
yeah, I think I,
Well, you do hear people getting divorced and then getting back together, like
Mhm.
dating and getting back together. So, Kristen, I'm sorry
Yeah, that's
I
what
cut
I
you
was,
off. Go
that's
ahead.
the topic I was going to cover because I'm a
Okay.
pro at that one with the
Hmm.
same person, who is my
Hmm.
yeah,
ex-husband.
right.
So, and I believe that we met when we were so young. We were 16. We didn't have children until my late 20s, our first child. We didn't get married until I was pregnant with our second child because we broke up so many freaking times and got back
Mhm.
together and broke up and got back together. And I believe that he is the one man in my life. I've had a few relationships. I thought about this, when we talked about the topic, and there's Ken and there's one other long relationship that I had. The sting, you said it, when Ken and I broke up the first time, the last time. Deb, you were around the last time when he met his new girlfriend, and
Mhm.
I was a wreck. Like,
So, did you guys did you guys date at all after your divorce?
yeah, yeah, we like,
Stop
much to
it.
my children's chagrin, yes,
Yeah,
we like, yeah, it was, we are ever connected. I
yeah, I
had
agree
a
with that.
And
Hmm.
it has nothing to
conversation.
do with having children with him.
Well, I think that now, right this second, I have been having conversations with him all week regarding his deceased mother because of estate things that I'm
Hmm.
involved with our daughter. And I still, we'll chit chat or have questions. I love the man. I adore him and I love him. If anything happened to him, I would be heartbroken. I do not want him back. He has a girlfriend. He is somewhat happy. Not what I would want, not the relationship I would want, but I have no intention of bumpering around and messing that up. But he was my one true love. And I believe that no one will ever top that for me personally. But I also too believe that true love, the saying true love, like I've loved other people. I don't think
Yeah.
I was in
Hmm.
love the long relationship that ended about 4 years ago. I don't think I ever loved him. I think I cared about him. I think we had things in common. We probably looked a little bit better on paper, maybe. I don't know, but like, I don't,
Why would you stay with somebody for 12 years that you didn't love?
I loved him, but like, I
I
was
don't mean
not
that wasn't me. I didn't
Well,
mean
because
that. I really like,
sometimes you love the idea of the person. And
exactly.
that's what she's saying, that it was on paper, like these things all lined up, and you're in it
okay.
trying to
And we didn't live
manufacture
together. We
the
weren't
true
married.
love part of it because all these other things lined up on paper. That you're like, huh, like all these things are aligned, like this should be good. And you work for 12 years trying to find these things, and then you realize that I think I'm
Yeah.
looking for something that doesn't exist.
Exactly.
I totally understand that. Like I've been in relationships where on paper it looks good, but it doesn't end up working. But I always felt love for that person.
No, I never, like, if I think about it now, and I'll give an example. So,
Yeah, no.
actually, I'm not going to give
I
an
think no.
example. I'm
No,
not.
no, I'm kidding. Like Debbie's like, well, at least I love that person. And Kristen's like, yeah,
No.
I
no.
cared about him. I don't want to say, but the feeling when I look back, I could look back at another guy that I dated for a very short period of time that I think for me, love and obsession. I'm a recovering drug addict. I get a little confused. Like there were a couple of men, even in my 30s, that I was like, I gotta have that guy. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also
that's
think
not
so.
love.
Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. Correct me if I'm wrong. We also were brought up in, I think our daughters are a little more level-headed than we were and are. Like we wanted that guy to swoop, like we bought into that whole knight in
Yes.
shining armor, sweep you off your feet, and like we weren't prepared for when that wore off. So we thought like, oh my God, this is my soulmate, my true love, like, and then
Believing in true
sometimes
love
it
is for
takes
the
us
young.
longer to realize it wore off than others. 12 years. I
Yes,
mean,
but again, that just baffles me that I can't be with somebody that I don't truly feel a love towards.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I'm not
I
judging.
said the words to him. I did.
I'm just saying
But I
that
okay, so
that's
here's the
very
thing what my
interesting to
therapist said
me.
to me yesterday.
I'm not judging. Don't think I'm judging. I'm just saying that's so interesting to me. I don't
She
know.
Hindsight
said
is
you can
2020.
still want the best for each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, Kristen may have just always wanted the best for him. And there was no like glaring red flag to say I shouldn't really be hanging around with this
Well,
person. Oh, fuck.
there were lots of
Okay,
those.
maybe not.
You were
All
right
right.
at the beginning. I just wanted a relationship and I stuck around way too fucking long.
Okay,
It's
that's
Okay, so
okay.
let me ask you
Yes.
I
something.
understand that. Yeah.
Let me ask you something. Your is your ex-husband the blueprint in which you measure everything going forward on? So like for Debbie, I'm going to ask her that feeling that you got when Kevin, after your 2-week torrid love affair in
Yeah, when
high
he
school,
broke up with me in the garage. Yeah.
was that the measure for everybody else? And I'm gonna pose this question. Since they didn't measure up to that, the universe put you on a path to find him again. No.
No, I mean, it
Okay.
hurt because I truly felt a connection to him right away,
Mm-hmm.
but it never, I mean, it was it was, and then I got involved with, my other boyfriend that,
Suitors.
was, through the rest of high school and into college. No, I don't think so. I don't think that was, no, I don't. I truly feel that, we are presented with people in our life, friends, relatives, and all loved ones, even people that we don't really care for, come into our life because we need to learn lessons. And I feel like, um love is such a huge one because we there's so much intimacy involved in relationships and love, and it causes us to really bear our most insecure selves. And we have to be safe with the person that we do that with. But a lot of times we don't choose the safe one. We
Why
don't.
is that? Why do we do that?
What do you think, Sue? Like so you're married twice, right? You're the
Yes.
father of your children,
We were married for
many moons.
21. We got separated after 21 years of marriage, divorced in like our 22nd year. So yeah, I mean, I was married to him from the time I was 24 to 45.
I mean, do you
hmm
like what
Did
you,
you love him? Did you
yeah.
feel love towards him?
Very interesting question. Yes. But I'm also going to follow that up with this. First of all, I think he is a nice person. He's a nice man. He, um, but there was something in me that I could not grasp the concept of till death do us like to be with somebody
Mm-hmm.
forever. Like
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand what that meant when I was and I'm like, oh, okay, you just sort of jump on the ship. You're like, oh, you're getting married forever. And then you're like, um, did I love him? Yes. Did I understand really what true love was? No.
Do you think you were too young or?
I don't know. I just don't think I was in touch with enough. I wasn't in tune enough with myself. I didn't
Mm,
know myself
right.
well enough.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things when I was making amends to Debbie for disappearing for 30 years is, I said, I just wanted to get out of Avon. I just want, and what I said to her when I was explaining this to her was, I really just was trying to run away from myself. I didn't
Yeah.
know.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? I thought that the environment that I was in was stifling me, when in actuality, I was just stifled, and I never knew, and I wasn't aware enough to know where it was coming from.
Yeah.
I know that now.
Yeah.
So I think I can definitely, definitely love differently now, and definitely feel as though I can find true love. Like I have found true love. What I am going to say about that is it, it's not necessarily the healthiest. It doesn't always present, true love isn't always sustainable.
Right. Right. Yeah. I think that's why Ken and I broke up so many times is because we were young when we got together. And I'm a little bit weird and I believe that there has to be a spark. Like
Oh,
you got to have that
100%.
spark. This if there's no spark in the beginning, there was no spark in the beginning in my second long-term relationship.
Hmm.
And I think that that's why I look back now and I go, meh, okay, that was fine. But when I look back at
Yes.
how I felt about Ken, and I can still jump into feeling that and
Okay.
feeling that
Perfectly
feeling.
said. So the guy that I was dating before I met my ex-husband, the father of my children, again, where'd she go?
I don't know where she went.
Well, we'll keep talking.
Okay.
Debbie just disappeared. But she started laughing, so I think there was something going on with the dog in her
Oh,
background.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna say this. I was dating.
I'm so
What
Oh,
sorry.
the heck happened?
where'd you go?
Well, I'm dog sitting and the dad came home and so I
Oh,
had to put myself on mute and say, I'm doing a podcast and run into the other room.
Oh.
that's
I'm
cute.
here
Okay.
now. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Go ahead.
So
Date
what
your
I was
dad before
saying
your
is the
husband.
guy that I was dating before I met the father of my children was a complete loser. Just a loser. Loser.
Someone from Avon. I don't know who he is, but anyway, I'll have to think
He
about it.
was actually from T-Town, Torrington. Loser.
Well, there's your first problem.
That was my first problem. So when I met, and my blueprint for marriage was my dad was very stable, my
Mm,
parents didn't argue. As a kid, you don't see what happens behind closed doors, right? But it was, and so when I met um Steven, he had a great job. He went to college. He was on a basketball scholarship. He grew up
Mm.
in the town next to me, knew my brother, knew a lot of the same people.
It
Kind
felt
of, he,
familiar and comfortable to
yes,
you.
he
Hmm.
checked out. He was really just a genuinely nice person, just a
Mm.
nice person, that didn't treat me badly, but didn't think I shit ice cream either. Do you know what I
Mhm.
mean? And so it was familiar and it was comfortable. I'm like, okay, well, I think this is like how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Um,
But there was no spark, not a spark.
I found him attractive, physically
Sure.
attractive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's meh. It's that meh.
Yeah, it was just sort of like, okay,
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah. This'll
you
do.
know?
This will do.
Yeah, but it's like, again, and this sounds so cliche, there's no re I mean, I don't regret anything in my life. I don't
Right.
ever. I don't
Great
regret
kids.
anything. But, like my kids are, such a blessing that
Mhm.
um, there was a reason why we were together. But did I think that did I have to fall out of, oh my God, this is my soulmate, this is my true love? No, I didn't have to really wrestle with that because I just didn't really buy into it at the time. I do
I
believe that there's several people in the universe that would fit into that true love. It's just really who is brought into your stratosphere
Mhm.
at the time that you're paying the most attention
Yeah.
and the most open to it. That's how I feel.
and I also, yeah, I absolutely agree with that too. I also feel like um even though the marriages, all of ours, didn't work,
Yeah, marriages.
we all had children with our first husbands, and that is exactly why we had to be with those men. They
Mm-hmm.
were never meant to be our long-term husbands or loves. They weren't. They were meant, they were put in our life so we could have children with them.
Mhm.
Because the children that we have are the
Right.
ones that are absolutely meant to be walking this planet right now.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
they
Love that.
needed the DNA of our first husbands and ourselves. And that's why. And sometimes, and there are multiple, I do feel that we have multiple loves in our lives because we need something from each one of them. We need to learn what we want, what we don't want, all of it. And we carry that on with us to the next relationship and improve ourselves and improve the life of the person that we're with, hopefully.
So what do you think about the people who, find their true love at 15 or 20 and they stay married till the day they
Yeah.
die?
Rare.
That
Like,
is
is
what is
that,
exactly what's meant to be. That's
Mhm.
exactly
yeah,
what they are meant to do.
yeah, interesting.
That person was chosen from a previous life to enter into this one and be with them through the growth of their
Hmm.
teenage to their young adult to their old
Old age.
midlife, whatever.
Do you guys
I think,
think each person needs to think of the other person as their true love? Like, if that balance is uneven, it's not going to work?
yeah, I think so. I mean, I
I
don't,
I absolutely think so.
yeah,
If my true love is Kevin and I'm not his true love, then the balance is
yeah,
off. And there's no, that's only going to cause pain. There's no harmony there, so
Okay, but there's always going to be painful moments in a relationship. There's always going to be, whether it's a painful month or a year that you feel disjointed, or, I mean, it's not all, rainbows and unicorns. So how do
no,
you tell the difference?
because I feel like if you're in a relationship where there's equal love and respect, which is a true love, right? Love,
Mm, mm-hmm,
there's attraction, there's respect, there's,
mm-hmm.
all of that stuff makes that love true. But if somebody doesn't feel that same way towards you, then you're not going to get respect from them. You're not going to get kindness. You're not going to get, and
it just
that's
fizzled.
yeah, that's not how it's meant to be.
I feel like too, there's like, and again, this is my opinion, like I said, true believing in true love. I believed in true love. So you said it, I'm gonna find my soulmate. Like when I met Ken at 16, I was like, this is the guy I'm gonna marry. Now I said that to myself, but I was a stupid 16-year-old. What did I know?
Hmm.
Now, as an older woman, I feel like I can sit here and say, I don't really believe, I believe there is more than I could fall in love again. I believe that. But
Hmm.
I'm not looking for that. Like I'm not interested. I'd rather have three friends with benefits than I'm not holding out hope is what I mean to say. Like I will have
But
friends say to
not
me,
actively looking, but are you open to it? That so are you so closed off to it that even if it presented itself, you would push it to you would walk
some people would
you
say
would do
that.
an about face and
Yes,
say,
fuck
"Fuck
you.
off! I'm going the other way."
So some of my girlfriends would say that. Those are the girlfriends though that I feel like are a little delusional and believe in true love.
A little
Like
delulu, yeah.
like I don't of course I'm open to it. I think and I don't think like Ken is partially my blueprint, but you
Hmm.
said Stephen was a nice man.
So nice,
Neither
calm.
Ken was not a nice man. He's not a nice man. He's not I love him. He's a stable man. He was a provider. He was good to me, all that stuff.
Hmm.
But what I'm looking for at my age now, I could take care of myself. And one of the things that I want to make sure that we get into this podcast is that love yourself because
So I
you
agree with you.
can't, you
I
can't.
agree with you, and I think that's where that was part of the issue with me believing in true love when I met my husband was, or my first husband was, I didn't even know who I was.
Right, right.
You know what
To
I mean?
love
Like
yourself.
I was not evolved enough to know that I had baggage or I had thought processes that weren't healthy or whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? You know, I was swinging at the world trying to figure it out.
Mhm.
Right.
Um, and I didn't ever necessarily think that he was going to rescue me from that, but I didn't know how over the course of time that inside me could be detrimental.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think we learn so much as we get older and wiser. I really, really do. I think, even in the last 10 years, I've become wiser, and I plan to, in the next year, become wiser just because we experience, whatever. But
All right, so I have a question for both of you. Can you develop true love with somebody who you don't have an instant physical attraction to?
Yes,
Like,
nope,
she, she
I
didn't
say
let me even
no.
finish the question. So, like,
it's happened to me
you
multiple
know,
times.
it's not like they're ugly and it's not like you're turned off by them. But, like, I mean, there are guys out there that you're just like, and then you find out that you really mesh up really nicely with.
Hmm.
And then there's these guys that you're like, they're okay. But then you give them an opportunity and it develops into this true
Hmm.
love. And then from that point, they become more physically attracted to you.
150,000%.
Really.
percent. Hmm.
So
Nope.
like you're okay with like just not like you'll give. So how do you measure that you're going to give this person you're going to give yourself and this person an opportunity to find if there's something there. do you have to feel like an energy from them or a vibe if it's not like, oh my God, I want to drop my panties?
No, it's just like I enjoy spending time with this person, makes me laugh. I like they have good character. They are, I respect them. I might not be attracted to them at first, but yeah, that has happened to me multiple times where I end up, be, starting in a relationship with somebody like because I think what happens with me was anytime anybody would ask me out, I'd always think it was platonic. I'd be like, oh, sure, we can go out for a coffee, like just thinking that they just wanted to like hang out with a friend. And meanwhile, so I wasn't going into it like, oh, this is a date or a possible relationship.
Mm.
It was more like, yeah, let's go grab a coffee or go out to eat or whatever. I was single for so long that I liked going out with people and grabbing a
Hmm.
meal. And then
Which is
one,
a
and
good
then,
way. That's a good way
Yeah,
to,
that's a pretty healthy
right?
way.
That's
That's
very
very
healthy.
open.
yeah.
It's
And
very
then all of a
open to
sudden I'd be
all
like, oh,
possibility,
wow. Yeah. And then
you
maybe
know.
that would turn into like coffee would turn into let's go grab a bite or whatever. It was always the ones that I started out thinking, oh, they're so cute and I'd like to go on, I'm going on a date that never really worked out for me. So
I've
Hmm.
I've
had the
always been
opposite, I
open
think.
to
That's so
personality
funny.
first, 100%. The only
Interesting.
thing I won't go for is if somebody doesn't have, if they're not clean,
If
like
they're
shower and brush
homeless,
your teeth, please. Like if you don't have,
yeah,
you know,
hygiene.
hygiene, good
Mm.
hygiene, I
Yeah,
don't know. Thank you. I don't care how amazing you are. Please brush your teeth.
Yeah.
yeah.
That I wouldn't be attracted to, but anything else, I mean, yeah, I don't have a type. I'm really I'm attracted to the person's soul.
I had
So,
an experience where um, I did not at first glance like this person, and then they were funny, right? And it ultimately it was not a good match, didn't work out, but and it never really sparked. It was just kind of like a
Mm.
convenience thing. Like it was like, oh, okay. Again, a convenience thing for me. Like, oh,
Hmm.
this is somebody I'm dating. Like, whatever. So therefore, I guess I wouldn't. My success rate, if I look back, were I had more success with the sparks, the ones
mm,
that were sparks.
Mm.
But I'm not saying like I'm not closed minded to that at all. I truly believe that you can get to know someone and like them, but
Right.
and hence a friend with a benefit maybe, I guess. I don't know,
mm,
like whatever. Like
Yeah.
I just I feel like true love. There's a lot of pressure.
mm.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so
Well,
yeah. I mean, I think that there's multiple people out there that could be, a true love.
yeah,
But
because true,
just like what both of you said, is you have to be, and I agree with you have to be open to all possibility for that person to be put in front of you. And you have to be awake enough to notice
yeah,
that they're there.
yeah. Or
Um,
not, and just say yes to a cup of coffee and
Right.
just think of it no more than like, oh, it's just a friend grabbing a cup of coffee and see where that goes. But anyways, we'd love to hear from our audience members and they believe in true love or if they have a true love story that they'd like to share because I think
I
there's
did
lots of
learn
them out
something
there.
today, though. I did.
Oh,
That, I always thought a soulmate was somebody of the opposite sex or the
yeah.
opposite gender. And that is not the case. And now I look at my girlfriends, you two,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and Darcy and Jill as soulmate, like
Yeah,
Yeah,
through a different
totally.
lens now,
yeah,
which is amazing.
yeah.
When
Yeah,
my
I
friend
think that's
Carrie and
great.
I get together, we get together like once a month, and I've known her since I was 19. When we start to talk about, she's a little more weepy than I am, but when we talk about aging and getting old and dying, like we will start, like just the thought of not, like,
Yeah.
she was one of those friends where, and I had one of these in high school too, a couple of these in high school where, and I think maybe Sue, you and Deb were like this, where we were like we
Oh
just
yeah. I mean, it
every
was Deb and
second
Susu and Deb
together.
and like it was, we were not individuals.
Yeah.
We were a package.
Sleeping over at
Mhm.
each other's houses,
Yeah,
like
like wherever she
never
was, I
apart.
was, wherever and it was like our na two names were fused together.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like people could not believe if one of us was somewhere without the other. The other one had to have been dying somewhere.
Yeah. That's
Oh, she's in the hospital. She's got the flu. Like that's seriously. And it was Deb and Sue, Sue and Deb. There was an N in between. It was like ran together. Yes.
I love
Hmm.
that. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
That's
Hmm.
soulmates to
That's true
me.
love.
True
That
love.
Yes,
is true
Yeah.
indeed.
love.
Thank
Yes.
you.
So yeah. So just like Debbie said, um, we'd love to hear from you guys. We have an
Mhm.
email address, rewind and reflect with us at gmail.com. You can find us on Spotify, our iHeartRadio now,
Mhm.
YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music. Um, we're always on social media, so message us. We'd love to hear from you if you have a topic that you'd like to hear about, if you want to weigh in on something that we have talked about today or any other day. We would love, love, love to hear from you. And if you do
Mhm.
like the show, like it, share it,
Follow
follow
us.
Follow
us.
it.
We'd really appreciate it.
Namaste,
Till next
everybody.
time, girls.
Love you.
Namaste.
See ya. Love you.
Bye, guys.